StarLife Dancehall.
Well, I burn the fire red.
The internet #1 in dancehall and reggae.
Alright, so let's kick it off officially, alright?
Yeah, man.
Alright, so this is www.starlifedancehall.com. This is Mega Man right here, and we have the honor today of interviewing one of Jamaica's fastest rising stars, a lyricist, one of the most instrumental people right now in what they call the Roots Revival. You know, right now he's making a big name for himself all across the world, and he's making Jamaica proud, making Rasta proud, and making Africa proud. So let's get into the reggae right now. I know you're a fan of Sizzla.
Yeah.
When and how did you make that transition into predominantly reggae or dancehall? Or
It's phases, you know, because let me tell you, alright, it's like first and second form when I start par with my youth, them where you see me amongst even right now, like two of my manager, them is still bridging them from first. We in the same class from first to third form. You know what I mean? Them man, they get me listening heavy dancehall music. So from high school, I listen to whole heap of dancehall, enough Sean Paul and Spragga Benz and them thing there. Enough of the rhythm, them like playground rhythm and, you know, broke out rhythm, all them thing that we them, you know, them rhythm that when we hear them thing that we remember high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, I was always the man who know all of the hip hop them where I go on.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like that, it always balance, but it's really after fifth form still, you know, when you know, I start rust up and them amongst some youth about chalice and all them thing, and I did them amongst some youth in a place called Barbican Terrace, just up the road from Standpipe.
Yeah.
And this Russ was said he was Sizzla's best friend in a high school. I end up a bunch chalice with him regular, and I just Sizzla him I talk about, and the man I talk about Sizzla like the man is this high priest, like the man I say Sizzla come from like the lineage of David. So the man I deal with Sizzla, you know. So it's like we did just have him on this pedestal, and then remember this summer when I drive around in my bridging car for the whole summer. Like him anywhere we go, if I go party or him I take with. You know, I have this cassette in the car, and it have like words of divine, praise ye Jah, them a wonder, holding firm, all them tuned up on the cassette. And I just remember every single day, all 2 or 3 Buju did up on the cassette too. But I just mainly Sizzla, and we are listening to thing for the entire summer, kid.
Yeah.
So it's like that after that summer then, we did fly out and go back to Florida, and we just start download Sizzla after Sizzla after Sizzla. You know, them time then Napster and Beershare go on, and so you know, when you search Sizzla, you're not gonna really see the albums, you're gonna just see the individual songs.
Yeah, singles. Sizzla have whole heap of singles.
So it's singles me really study Sizzla after. So me never even know which song they on which album or what are the single them me did know. So me usually have a folder with about 500 Sizzla. I mean I listen that night and day. I not listen no other artists. No other artists, kid.
Yes.
You see me? So a Sizzla that about 2002 them time there, and you know my find some then just a listen and I start twist up my ear and think, cause I did have a like a afro and I start twist up my natty and thing and tutus I locks that for me. You know what I mean? And a Sizzla directly responsible for that still.
Yeah man, big up Kalanji. Kalanji have a big influence for me too, you know?
Straight. Enough away. Enough warriors them on the rise up. Them man they don't even know them own power. I mean, just say that to him face if me get to have that kind of reasoning with it.
In regards to Sizzla right now, because I see like in the new era, I see Sizzla as one of the first new what I call Rasta intellects.
Yeah.
Somebody who is a warrior, but he can talk circles around any university scholar. You know, somebody who I regarded as somebody who was well read, and it actually inspired me to become well read and read you know certain books. Certain history books and things of that nature. Now in this day and age, I consider you also what I would consider a Rasta intellect. Not to say that Bob Marley, Jacob Miller, you know, Tosh weren't, but their intellect was more codified and more symbolic. in the way that it was expressed, whether it was done on purpose or not. It was hard for other people to understand it. But when I hear people like Chronix, and I had the opportunity to also speak to Protege, and you know, and you yourself, I realized that, you know, I'm talking to people who understand physics, chemistry, alchemy, neuroscience. You know what I mean? Molecules. You mentioned molecules, the DNA molecules, the spirit of life, and things like this. How does that fit in, and what do you attribute this to?
Well, I think it's cosmic cycles we go through as universal beings, you know what I mean? And I think this is literally just the time for that. You know what I mean? Whereas maybe 100 years ago, all of these knowledge, as you mentioned, like alchemy and things, which is something I'm heavily into. It's like these things were underground, these things were hidden, these things were occult. You know what I mean? But in this age now where them say we are transitioning to Aquarius, we find say all of this information coming out. And it is corresponding to the technological age. You know what I mean? Where everything is over the internet now. Everything is in the air, as Aquarius is an air sign. You know what I mean? Information just a travel, you know, at light speeds and them things. So it's like we have access to all the information. Where me just see a thing today where, you know, the Vatican have miles and miles worth of books and nobody can go in there and read it. You know what I mean? So it's so them did have the knowledge locked down. You know, but now them can't really do that again. You know, so is on the internet I read about His Majesty. You know, is when I return to yard now, I'm a seat up among some of the ancient them and some of the elder them and get to learn certain things. But it's like the main source of information then it becomes the internet. You know, and even how may I get for reason with the I know through the internet, or the either Florida, either Jamaica. You know what I mean? So it's really a shifting of the times. You know, I see it as so I have to give utmost respect to man like Sister Kalanji, who even before internet and them thing that became so big, the man that you find, say, as you said, the Rasta intellects, him kind of kickstart that whole movement or that energetic, you know, current. You know what I mean? So I have to big up them warrior there, like, you know, even Norrisman music is music we're carrying it on a spiritual level as well. You know what I mean? From them time there. You know?
Big up Norris.
So yeah, that's it. Yeah, man.
So like I was saying before, you went to one of the best high schools in the Caribbean. So 2 questions. If you weren't doing music, which is probably a silly question, what would you be doing?
Well, I did get a degree in electronics and computer technology. You know, I wanted to continue and get it's a 2-year degree I got. I didn't want to get the bachelor's, but the money did kind of run out. So I didn't want to get like electrical engineering and them thing there. So probably something along that lines. But I mean, like true man, I Rasta from 12 years now. I did always want to do something where I contribute to humanity. So, you know, even now aside from music, I have some farming projects I work for. You know what I mean? Some self-sustainability motives and them things. So, you know, it would have probably been somewhere along that lines. I could have been a teacher, because I love to teach. You know, when I was in school, I used to tutor maths classes more advanced than the ones I was even taking. I used to tutor. You know what I mean? Because I love maths and physics. So, you know, a teaching vibes could have probably be there too. So, you never know.
Going to such great schools and, you know, and having such a good understanding of academics, how did your parents feel about you getting into music?
You know, funny enough, I get more of a fight from them for Rasta than even music still. You know? But, and I don't want to get it wrong, you know, because it's like now the support is there in full. You know what I mean? The support for the music is there. Like my mother, everybody at her workplace knows I do music. Everybody know where to find me on YouTube. Everybody wants CD. When I come there, people want me sign CD. You know, all of my family members, them know what I go on. Same with my father. My father always have to have a stock of Lead the Way EP on him. So anybody him see him, give them and him always I try and make some links for me. And I say, oh, you know, I was talking to Leng the other day, and so you wouldn't want to go up on Sting. You wouldn't want to go up on Sting.
Yeah.
And I said, Daddy, just cool now, man. When Sting ready for me, Sting will call me. You know what I mean? When I try running just through links. You know, so it kind of run with the parents still, you know, but I love them to my heart, man, and them love what I go on. Right now, I'm fortunate enough we can be helping them, you know, when any little financial thing need to happen and them thing there, so.
Yeah, man.
You know, and that is really all them want to see.
Yeah.
You know, in the system, them send you go school, them send you go college and them things so that you can be financially stable.
Yeah.
You know, so once you can achieve that by legal means, them not have no problem.
Sure indeed.
You know?
Sure indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Being somebody I consider an avid reader, what 7 books off the top of your head would you recommend? I would say every black man, but every man or woman to read, besides the, you know, the Bible, the Torah, you know, besides the spiritual. What would you recommend? 7 books.
Only one life and a StarLife.